Last night we saw from the golden pages of these very sacred and very auspicious texts, Rupa Saraswati ka tum dhara, De subuddhi rishi muni ubara. And just to recap in a minute, what we talked about last night was the Divine Mother took the form of Saraswati, ka tum dhara, and she blessed the rishis and the munis, and she blessed all her devotees with subuddhi. Subuddhi meaning beautiful intellect. Su meaning beautiful and buddhi meaning intellect. So subuddhi put together means the one who is blessed with a beautiful intellect. And the only way we can be blessed with a beautiful intellect, my friends, is when the intellect is equipped with knowledge. Muni, Rishi Muni Ubhara. So the saints and sages were blessed, and we also are blessed with the knowledge, providing we allow that wisdom, that knowledge rather, to become wisdom in our lives. Dhari Rupa. Now tonight, this line says, Dhari Rupa Narasimha ko amba, Pragata bhayi farake kamba. Jai Ambe Ma, Jai Jai Ambe Ma, Jai Durge Ma, Jai Jai Durge Ma. This line suggests, or it reflects upon, a very beautiful episode that took place in our Shastras, in the scriptures, where it says, Dhari Rupa Narasimha ko amba, Ma, through your divine power. And this part is very important to remember. Ma, through your divine power, Dhari Rupa Narasimha ko amba, the Narasimha form manifested as half man and half lion. And it did not just appear, it manifested from a post, from a pillar. Imagine this pillar is standing here and it bursts in two, and from that pillar Narayan comes out. Narasimha Bhagwan comes out. Narasimha Bhagwan meaning half man and half lion. We all would have heard the katha from the Bhagavad Mahapuran and the Vishnu Puran, etc. And it even comes in the Devi Bhagavatam, where it is talking about through her power, through her kripa, through her grace, and through her blessing, Narasimha was able to manifest. So Bhagwan Narayan was able to take that incarnation through the blessing of Devi Ma. Friends, even in the Ramcharitamanas, remember when Sri Ram was going to Lanka and he was on the shore of the ocean. Remember, he was doing devotion to Durga Devi because he knew he was going to war in Lanka. He knew that he was going to face the demon king Ravana, and therefore what he did was he invoked the presence of the Divine Mother in this very powerful form. And what he did was, having worshipped her for 9 days and 9 nights, he was then able to bridge the ocean and then be able to go to Lanka and attain victory. In life, my friends, there are many challenges and many wars and many battle zones that we'll find ourselves in. The battle zones are not only outside. Well, we live in a country where it has real battle zones. Isn't it? We're living in this country and we see so many different areas now being affected by so many battle zones. But last night we reminded ourselves that we must remove that kind of fear, remove from that fear from the mind and try to put the positivity into our lives and do our daily duties. So my friends, the battles that some of us are facing, some people are facing physical battles right now where they are not well physically. Some people facing an emotional battle where emotionally they are very much upset. They are fighting against the demon. They are fighting against the Hiranyaksha and the Hiranyakashipu that is attacking them from the inside. Some people are facing battles right now intellectually and maybe even spiritually, but battles and wars are going on. And so we have to have that shraddha, that faith that she will be with us and she will, by her grace and blessing, my friends, come in any form at any time. This is why they said, Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute. She will come in any form. Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri and Swaha and Swadha Devi. She will come in any form to help us and to guide us through. So Dhari Rupa Narasimha Ko Amba, she came rather by her power from the form of Amba, she granted the Narasimha form. Friends, you know, the people who are facing physical battle right now, some are ready to give up. And I don't know what they are going through. All I can say is, ask the Lord or Divine Mother to bless them, those who are going through physical battles, because I don't know, God forbid, when that time comes, or if that time comes for me to face a physical battle, how I'll deal with it. But we send grace and we send blessing to those who might not be well through the grace of Amba Devi. Friends, those who are going through emotional battles. You know, I was going to puja this morning very early. I left home. And on the way, my phone rang. And when I answered the phone, someone told me, crying, upset, unhappy. Girls, tell me if this is right. You know what that person's husband told her? The husband told her, Mama, that she cannot use the microwave because his money pay for it. Imagine, that is what people are going through. As insignificant as it might be for Didi and Bhaiya, who is celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Bhaiya, she had permission to use her microwave for the past 50 years. I guess that's why the marriage worked. Isn't it? I guess that's why the marriage worked. Because she didn't have to get permission to use the microwave. Or she didn't have to get permission. Washroom. Han, can I use the washroom? As ridiculous as it sounds. You don't need permission after you live. So that is the kind of emotional battles people are facing. Imagine how that wife or that young girl will function after the husband tells her that. So my friends, I am referring to it so that we can remind ourselves that we must not go down to such a low extent in our thinking and allow our emotions to drain us and to keep us down. So, Dhari Rupa Narasimha Ko Amba, she manifested in this particular form through the grace. As a matter of fact, she gave grace to Bhagwan Vishnu, Narayan, that he must come, my friends, in the form of Narasimha to destroy Hiranyakashipu, because wherever this thing is something else, you know. Today, I felt very upset after I heard that. Very sorry. Not upset, but very sorry. And imagine, your home is supposed to be your heaven. Your home is supposed to be your heaven. And friends, you could go to the temple night and day. You could go to the church night and day. You could go to the mosque night and day. You see, when you come home, you want peace. Isn't it? Home. I remember once somebody telling me, Baba, he said, Baba, when I go to work, I don't want to go back home. He said, I wish I could work all the time, because I know when I go home, I have no home, no happiness. Friends, tonight we ask the Divine Mother, may she enter our homes, may she enter our lives, just like she allowed Lord Vishnu to enter the posts, the concrete posts, to save Prahlada. May she, Jai Bholenath, Jai Jagadambe Ma. Take that coconut and make Panchamrit tonight. Make some panchamrit to that. Said the coconut fall. Baba, you get away? That coconut fall on Baba's head. Jai Bhagwan, we get panchamrit one time. My friends, just like she allowed Lord Vishnu to enter the pillar, just like she allowed Lord Vishnu to enter the post, Prahlad was standing there. Prahlad was his hands were together. Prahlad was saying, the father asked him, who is God? He said, my Narayan is God. My Narayan is God. What is the name that you learn to chant? He said, Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha. Hiranyakashipu, my friends, at that time, he decided that he will kill his son with his own hands. He decided that if you think that you will praise Narayan and not me, I will kill you with my own hands. Imagine the degree of torture that Prahlad, as a 5-year-old child, was experiencing at that point in time. My dear brothers and sisters, Prahlad stood there, his hands were together, his hands were trembling with emotions of love for Bhagwan Narayan. His eyes were streaming tears. He was not frightened because of his father. He was streaming tears of love for his Narayan. And friends, when Ma Durga Devi in the form of Amba Jagadamba saw this type of love, every mother will respond. Every mother will do whatever it takes to protect her child. Immediately, she gave instructions in the form of Lakshmi to Bhagwan Vishnu. Look at what's happening to our child. You go, O Narayan, you go and protect him. And there, Durga Devi, assuming the form of Mahalakshmi, giving instructions to Bhagwan Vishnu, go in the post, because in a few moments, Hiranyakashipu will ask the child if you are in the post, and he will have to say yes. He will say yes. You make your presence felt in the post. You know, in the Vishnu Puran, my friends, Mahalakshmi, she sits down on the Sesh Nara, in the Sesh Naga, and she is massaging Bhagwan Vishnu's feet, and Lord Vishnu appears to be sleeping on the serpent, and she is looking at all of us. And immediately she told him, look, the time has come. Just now, Hiranyakashipu is going to ask the child. He is going to ask the child. Mother Lakshmi is telling him, if you are in the post, are you in the post? He said, well, I hear. Why ask me if I'm in the post? Lakshmi Devi said, well, if you're not in the post, get there now. You know, like when the wife tells the husband, go down the road. Fellow have to go. Bhagwan Vishnu is an obedient husband, you know. Immediately, Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, he said, where is your Narayan? He said, my Narayan is everywhere. And friends, he said, is your Narayan in the post? And he said, yes. And that time, the father grabbed the child, put him on his lap, and he was about to kill him with his own hands. My friends, the place started to vibrate. The earth started to quake as if the building started to vibrate. The pillar, the post started to rip apart and burst into parts. The celestial bells in the heaven region started ringing. And my friends, there, Narasimha Bhagwan appeared before Hiranyakashipu, and it is said, Hari Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Hari Om Namo Narayana, Hari Om Namo Narayana. Everyone together. Hari Om Namo is telling us, my friends, that Dhari Rupa Narasimha ko Amba, by her blessing, Bhagwan Vishnu appeared in this particular form to protect his children. Friends, when we have that faith and devotion, the Lord will come at any time, because our mother is looking over us. I want you to believe tonight our mother is looking over us, whether it's our biological mother who is no more in this world, or our spiritual mother, the divine Shakti, is looking after us. And so it is said that when a mother wants her child to be protected, the father will do whatever it takes to protect such a child. Bhagwan Narayan, immediately he entered the post, and not only entered the post in the form of Narayan, but Hiranyakashipu could not be killed by anyone except Narasimha. Someone must have the head of a lion and the body of a human being. And so at that time, he came out of the post in that particular form. Hiranyakashipu could not die inside a building, nor he could have died outside. He could not die in the daytime, nor in the nighttime. He could not die, my friends, by a human being or a god. And Bhagwan took this form especially for the purpose of getting rid of Narasimha. Prahlada. Friends, it is said he was protected and saved by the grace and blessing of the Divine Mother. So, Raksha kar Prahlada bachayo, Hiranyaksha ko swarga patayo. And Hiranyakashipu was sent to the Swarga. He was sent to the heavenly abode. He was released from this evil and negative way. And I'm sure that you all would remember that Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, these were two demons who were none other than Jai and Vijay, who received the shrap from Bhagwan, from the Saptarishis. And having received the shrap, they were supposed to be born on the earth in 3 lifetimes as demons. They were the gatekeepers in Vaikuntha. And anyone who came to see Bhagwan Vishnu, they had to get instructions. They had to get permission from Jai and Vijay. So you'd have a gate man stand up here, 2 of them on both sides, and anybody has to go past that door. You have to ask Jai and Vijay to enter. And it so happened, Jai and Vijay, because they were so close to the Lord, they became very much arrogant and very much what you call filled with arrogance and ego. And they felt as though because they are close to God, not everybody can come close to Him. And that was the downfall of Jai and Vijay. The Saptarishis told them that you are so close to the Lord, yet you are so far. You know what that means? The saying that goes, closer to the temple or closer to the church, further from. That's true. It's not supposed to be true. They say closer to the temple or closer to the temple to the church, further from God. You know how that happens? That happens when, my friends, when the mind becomes arrogant and filled with ego and we feel as though we're better than everybody else. That is when the beginning of our downfall starts in life. In the beginning, I always say, I bow to every one of you. And I do it mentally. You know why? I am reminding myself, not because I am sitting high, I am better than you. I'm just reminding myself, that's my personal thing. So mentally, I bow to everybody to remind me, hey, you are sitting higher than everybody, but it doesn't mean to say that you are better than everybody. Stay humble. And arrogance is the downfall of any great person. And so, my friends, Jai and Vijay were close to Bhagwan, and they will receive the shrap that in 3 lifetimes they will hate the Lord. And in the first lifetime, they became Kamsa and Sisupal. In the second lifetime, they became, as a matter of fact, no. The first lifetime, they became Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. In the second one, they became Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And in the third lifetime, they became Kamsa and Sisupal. And Bhagwan came all the time and he killed them. As Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, he came as Narasimha and as Varaha avatar, the form of a boar. In Treta Yuga, he came as Bhagwan Sri Ram and he killed Ravan and Kumbhakarna. And in Dwapar Yuga, he came as Krishna and killed Kamsa and Sisupal. And he freed all of them. And, he freed them from the demon's body and sent them back. Hiranyaksha ko swarga patayo. He sent them back to Swarga. He sent them back to the heavenly abode, even though they were demons. Now, can a demon go back to heaven? Let me just use the word heaven, right? Swarga means heaven. Can a demon go to heaven? What do you all think? Yes or no? Mama? Yes or no? No? Papa, can a demon go to heaven? Yes? Yes or no? Baba, anything you say? I'm going to tell you all something very interesting. According to the Bhagavad Mahapuran, there are different kind of yoga. We mentioned last night, we have the Ashtanga yoga. So there's 8 limbs of yoga, right? 8 limbs, Ashtanga yoga. I will not go into details as to the Ashtanga, the 8 limbs. But then we talked about Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and there is also Jnana Yoga. Now what I want you to understand also, there is something called Sambrahma Yoga, according to the Bhagavad Mahapuran. Sambrahma Yoga means heat, H-A-T-E. Right? So, let me ask the young people now. I've seen real young people here tonight. When you love somebody or when you fall in love, isn't it that we think of that person all the time? When you love somebody, isn't it? Yes or no? Married? You remember when you were courting? You remember the first time you see Dulaha to be? And when you're going home, what you was thinking? What's his name? Huh? Sunil? So what's your name? Vashti. When Vashti went home, Vashti said, Sunil. Thinking of Sunil all the time. Mama, in your days, when you fell in love for the first time, arranged marriage or love marriage? Arranged marriage. So you arrange and then you love. Or you arrange to love. Sorry? Them didn't fall in love, they rose in love. So, what's her name again? Vashti saw Sunil and Sunil saw Vashti and they thought, you know what? All they could see is each other. Mama, how many times you saw Papa before you get married? You all hear that? She said once or twice she saw him before she got married. Did you like him? You know, after 50 years, she's still blushing. Did you like him? Honestly, tell us. After you like him. So before you didn't like him. So why you get married then? Huh? Young people, I wish you all could have heard what Mama's saying. She said she didn't like him. And I asked her why she got married then. She said, because my parents told me to get married. And she didn't have a choice. My mother and father went through the same thing. I asked my mother when they celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary, I said, Mommy, did you like him? She said, no. I said, how many times you saw him before? She said, only 2 times. I said, so why you got married if you didn't like him? So she said, you want my father kill me? So she got married. And 25 years after I asked her, I said, so what about now? Do you like him now? She said, I can't live without him. 25 years after. 50 years after. What do you say? Can't live without him, man. Can you live without her? That means, kuch hota hai. Something happened. Real love happened. My friends, today, in the modern times that we are living in, we fall in love. But very few people rise in love. And we want to ask Bhagwan, Devi Ma, to bless this couple. We want to ask Devi Ma to bless all of us tonight. We ask Devi Ma and Bhagwan Vishnu, Shankar Bhagwan, to protect and shower His grace upon us. Lord, if we want you to come from the post to save us, please come. If we want you to come from the wall, please come. If we are somewhere and we are in danger or suspected danger, please come and save us. And that is the kind of faith, and that is the kind of trust, and that is the kind of love we must have, my friends, in our hearts, is what this Devi Bhagavatam and Devi Chalisa is telling. Raksha kar Prahlada bachayo, Hiranya ko swarga patayo. She sent, he, that is Narayan Bhagwan, sent Hiranyakashipu to Swarga. So coming back to the point, what I want you all to remember is Sambrama Yoga means when you love someone, you think of that person all the time. Let me repeat that. Love is when you think about someone all the time. And Sambrama Yoga is when you hate somebody, do you think of that person all the time? When you hate somebody? Pashti? When you hate somebody, you think of that person all the time? Don't feel bad asking you, I'm just asking for no. Or you don't hate nobody at all. You know why you all saying no? Because you don't hate anybody. But a person who really hate, think of the enemy all the time. That's called Sambrama Yoga. The union of hate for the enemy. Where she feels she is, I got to fix she up and I catch she. And I'm going down the road just now, I got to deal with them. And hold in the mind Ragrain. When someone hurts you, you think of that person all the time. So that is also yoga. But it's called Sambrama Yoga. Now friends, be careful of who you hate and what you hate. As a matter of fact, do like these devotees here, don't hate at all. Don't hate nobody. Because if you hate the wrong person, it is because Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, they hated Narayan, they hated God. Because they hated God, they went to God because their mind was thinking of the Lord. And that's why it is called yoga. That's why it is called Sambrama Yoga. So when you hate, sometimes people change their religion. And when they change their religion, let's say, for example, a person is a Hindu and they change their religion to some other religion and they hate Hinduism and they take the murti and they smash it up and they go and they burn up all the flags and all those things. That's hate. But in the hate, who are they thinking about? Durga Ma, Lakshmi Ma, Vishnu Bhagwan, Lord Shiva. In that hate, they're thinking of Bhagwan. That is called Sambrama Yoga. And Bhagwan is so compassionate, he says, whether you hate me or you love me, it doesn't matter. Once you think of me, that's all I consider. And I now realize something. This morning, I dreamt my Guruji. And it's the second time I have ever dreamt him. And every time I dream him, he is always giving me verses from the Gita. So the first verse he ever gave me in dream from the Gita, it comes in the second chapter, Sukha Dukkhe Samekritva Labha Labho Jaya Jayo Tato Yuddhaya Jaswa Naivam Papam Avapyasi. That means that always keep your mind balanced in happiness and in sorrow, in gain and in loss, in victory and in defeat. If you gain something, stay balanced. If you lose something, stay balanced. And it means also, whatever is yours, nobody in this world can take it from you. That is what it means. So stay calm and stay peaceful. Have love in your heart. That's one thing. And this morning, he gave me another sadhana. So for the past 25 years, I have been practicing that sadhana to stay calm. I'm not sure if I am successful yet, but I'm trying. And this morning, he gave me another sadhana in dream. And the sadhana is, Yasmano dvijate lokaha, lokano dvijate chayah, harshamarshavayo dvegaihi, mukto yasachame priyaha, anapeksha shuchir daksha, udasino gatavyataha, sarvaramba parityagi, yo madbhakta same priyaha, yo na hrishyati na dveshti, na shochati na kankshati, shubha shubha parityagi, yo madbhakta same priyaha, samashatrau cha mitre cha, tata mana pamanayoho, sitoshna sukha dukkhesu, shu samasanga vivarjitaha, tulya nindastu tirmauni, santushto yena kenachit, aniketa stiramatihi, bhaktiman me priyo naraha, yetu dharman mritamidam, yatoktam paryupasate, shraddhana mat paramaha, bhaktaste tiva me priyaha. It comes in the 12th chapter. These 5 verses I dreamt he was telling me this morning, and immediately I got up and my hand rested on the Gita next to my bed and I opened it because I didn't want to forget. And friends, listen to what it says here. Samas shatrau cha mitre cha tata mana pamana yoho, sitosha sukha dukkeshu samasanga vivarjitaha. Those who are Sama shatrau cha mitrecha, whose mind is equal to the enemy and the friend. Samaha meaning same, shatrau meaning enemy, and mitra meaning friend. Tata mana pamana yoho, have no enmity in this world. If somebody praise you, Om Namah Shivaya. If somebody condemns you, Om Namah Shivaya. If somebody calls you, Om Namah Shivaya. If somebody don't call you, Om Namah Shivaya. Just keep it positive. He gives also, who remains balanced in heat and cold, pleasure and pain, tulya nindastu tirmauni, santushto yena kenachit. Those who remain balanced in pleasure and pain, such a person, Arjuna. And I think this is what my Guruji wanted me to remember. He said, Yo mat bhakta same priyaha. That devotee is close to me. That is the devotee I love. Didi. And Bhaiya, on your 50th wedding anniversary, just as my Guruji gave me this last night in dream, I want to give you the same. For the rest of your life in this world, may Durga Ma bless you to always keep your mind calm and balanced. Let nothing in this world worry you. That is the key to open the door to eternal bliss and the key to open the door to eternal happiness in your life. This is what I wish for you tonight. With the blessing of my kaka, my father, and the Pandits, and all of us, we want to wish you this on your 50th wedding anniversary. It is said, when you dream your mother, when you dream your father, when you dream your guru, and they are giving you an advice, that is not a dream. It is, my friends, an intuition. It's an intuition. The next line says, Raksha kar Prahlada bachayo, Hiranyaksha ko swarga patayo, Lakshmi rupa dhari jagamahi, Shri Narayana anga samai, Shir sindhu me karata vilasa, Daya sindhu dijay man asa, Hingalaj me tumhe bhavani, Hingalaj me tumhe bhavani, Mahima amit na jaat batani, Namo namo Durge sukha karani, Namo namo. Very simple, everyone sing. Namo namo Durge sukha karani, Namo namo Ambe dukha harani, Namo namo. Namo namo Durge sukha karani, Namo namo Durge sukha karani, Namo namo Ambe dukha harani, Namo namo Durge sukha karani, Namo namo Durge sukha karani, Namo namo Ambe dukha harani. So after sending Hiranyaksha, rather Hiranyakashipu, and Hiranyaksha to Swargapatayo, Lakshmi Rupa Dhari Jagamahi, Shri Narayana Anga Samahi. My friends, she gave instructions and she came and she manifested in the form of Mahalakshmi Devi. Ma, you assume the form of Goddess Lakshmi who dwells within this universe. And you are, of course, part of the Divine Mother, part of the Divine Father, Bhagwan Narayan. And therefore, Ma Lakshmi, we bow to you tonight and we seek your blessing as you enter into our hearts, into our homes, into our lives, O Devi Ma Lakshmi. Salutations again and again, because you come in this form to protect and to bless us, your children. You come in this form to guide us and to be the wealth and the happiness in our homes, in our heart, now and always. And Shir Sindhu me karta vilasa, Daya Sindhu di Jai mana asha. Friends, this also is very popular and very common. It is said she manifested, in fact she resides, Kshira Sindhu me karta vilasa. She lives in the ocean and in the ocean of milk. You are also Daya Sindhu di Jai mana asha. You are the ocean of compassion, O Divine Mother. And Hingalaj me tumhe Bhavani. You fill our heart, O Bhavani, O Divine Mother, with Mahima Amita Jata Bakani. You fill our mind with hope. You fill our mind with Shraddha. You fill our mind, O Goddess, Devi Bhavani, with that love. Therefore, Ma, we sing your praises, we glorify you, and your immortal greatness cannot be expressed through words, O Devi. Now, the scriptures are always there to remind us and to help us to intensify our faith, to intensify our bhakti, to intensify our devotion, is what the scriptures, my friends, are meant to do. So the scriptures bring forth these type of messages that we can intensify our faith. And I want you to know one thing, friends. I want you to know one thing. This faith, Bhagwan protects. This faith, Bhagwan, the Divine Mother, gives us that we can continue to function in this world, because without faith, life is very difficult. Shraddha, it is called. And so, we will see in all the various manifestations, all the manifestation that came on this earth was to intensify our faith. And so tonight, friends, think of the Divine Mother with faith. Worship her with faith. And during this auspicious month of Shravan, it is called, like I said earlier, Shravan Mass, a very auspicious time for the worship of Bhagwan Shiva and devotion in general. It's a very blessed month. And remember, Bhagwan Krishna Jayanti is coming up also very soon this month. Very auspicious for the worship of Bhagwan Krishna. So whenever the devatas incarnate or manifest or take avatar, is to renew our faith, is to renew our trust, is to renew our love, is to renew our bhakti. You know what I wish tonight? You all would not imagine how much I wish that we all could be strong and have that faith and love that is so pure and divine. And not only those who are here, but those who are on Sankhya TV, those who are on Facebook, Akashvani and Jivan Tattva, and those who are listening on the radio. I wish that this type of reassurance and Shraddha can be developed, my friends, because it's the only way out, and it's the only way that we can be sustained in this world. And you know why I'm saying that? Because that girl who called this morning and said what she said, she might be listening tonight. And this might be a lifeline for her. I gave an example of Mama and Papa and their marriage. And they saw each other 2 times before they married. Bhaiya Krish, I have a message on my phone right now where a mother is talking to her 19-year-old daughter and is telling her, don't go out late with your boyfriend. Come back home early. It is dangerous. And then what did the daughter tell her? You could say what you want. I don't care. You go and die. Imagine a daughter telling a mother that. And the mother, out of love, out of care, out of concern, I will do what I want. I will come when I want. I will go when I want. Young people, young children, you might be thinking I am stupid because this morning I got a dream where my Guruji is telling me the Gita. And you might be thinking I am stupid to have so much of faith and so much of trust and belief in what the Guru is telling me. But I want you all to know that the Lord works in mysterious ways. The Lord gives instructions in different ways. And the Lord and Divine Mother talk to us through different people. The Lord talks to us through different people. And therefore, young people, don't be too scientific and think that life is about science and there is no God or no divinity out there, where you feel as though you can do what you want, talk when you want, live how you want. You know what? If you do, you also receive the consequences as it comes. Therefore, young children, our youths and our youngsters of our nation, remember, if you are married and you have problems in your marriage, don't kill your wife. Don't kill your husband. Don't hurt each other every day. Don't say things that damage the peace of heart and mind of your companion. If you can't live together, go separate ways. But don't live together and make each other life miserable and unhappy. Because you know what? The grace of God, go back to chapter 12, the verses I read just now. The Lord says, Yasma no dujate lokaha, loka no dujate cheha, harsha marshabayo dvegaihi, yasa chame priyaha, rather, yomad mukto yasa chame priyaha. That devotee is dear to me. That devotee who don't make others unhappy. Imagine, I take all these flowers and I come by my jandi in the morning. And I look up at Suraj Narayan Swami with a lota in my hand. And lota full with water and milk. And I'm saying, Om Japa Kushum Ashankasham Kashameya Mahadutim Tamorim Sarvapapaganam Paranatosmi Divakaram Om Grini Adityaya Namaha Om Buhu Om Buvaha Om Swaha Om Janaha Om Tapaha Om Satyam Om Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prachodayat. And Suraj Narayan Swami shining on me, Brahma Bhur Bhuvaswarom, and I offer my dhar, and I offer my lota milk and water, etc. Now don't pray. And then go back inside and annoy everybody in the house. Harsham Marshabayo Dvegaihi. Yasman no dvijate lokaha, loka no dvijate cheha, harsham arshavayog dvegaihi yukto mukto yasachame priyaha. Those who are not the cause to annoy anybody, that person is near to me. That is what I want to wish for Didi, for Bhaiya, and for us all.